I think that getting a good photographer is worth every penny.
Jess and Elba, gave us this sheet where you basically say, here is all of my family members that I want pictures with, order that I want it to go in, the pictures that we're both going to be in. Here's the different groups. Everyone laughed, everyone had a good time, and everyone was in a great mood. And that's all that matters.
Hey ladies, welcome to season 3 of B3 podcast, Boss Babies and Bottles. And for those of you that are new here, my name is Jessica with a Y. I'm a twin mom, wedding and event planner, entrepreneur. And for today, your drinking buddy. May that be coffee or wine, depending on the time of day. Here I get real with you and talk about all things mom life, building your business, and event planning. What I've loved most about my first 2 seasons with you guys is that I've gotten to meet some amazing women and moms that are just like me, just trying to do their best in life. I've also been able to get super real with you all on my life and motherhood in general. So join me this season as I go through the twins' first birthday and what it's like to be a mom of twin pre-toddlers. I'll also be having some amazing special guests and going through some of my best wedding planning stories too. So grab your favorite bottle or drink and let's get this party started. Hey everyone, welcome to today's episode of Boss Babies and Bottles, B3. Today I have one of my amazing past brides, Miss Thecla, now Podolsky. Hello, thank you for joining me.
Hello, thank you for inviting me.
Of course. I'm super excited today to talk and feature, of course, the amazing Dipp Photography, which you had the pleasure of working with at your wedding.
Yes, Elba is truly just fantastic. I can't say enough good things about her.
Yeah, she just throws some amazing photos. She really knows how to work with lighting very well. And your day, you had a beautiful sunny day. So she was able to really work with that well, which
we
is
did.
Not, most people don't know this, but really sunny weather isn't exactly the best weather for pictures. But she threw just some amazing, amazing photos for your wedding.
Oh my gosh, yeah. And some of those ones that she took at the sunset.
That's
after
her
the
favorite
ceremony,
time of day.
Wow. I mean, yeah, we have, it's funny, actually, I'm looking around my living room and I have so many of them framed.
Oh, she would love to hear that because she loves that. And the sunset is her favorite time of day. It's my favorite time of day, but she knows how to play with that sunset lighting.
Oh, it's gorgeous. It's actually funny. I'll show you after, but I have right here on our main wall in my living room is the framed photo of that sunset photo. So,
oh, that's awesome. I love seeing that. So we're also going to talk a little bit on how to make a family photo shot list and just that dynamic and how crazy that can be, but how much easier it makes your day when you get it done. But you guys actually found me on Wedding Wire, which is, not a place that I usually advertise, but now I do because it's been bought out by the Knot. So that's been cool. How'd you guys find me on there?
As soon as we got engaged, I went, full, let me do all my research. Let me go on all the websites. Let me do all the things. And, it had an option to send some, to read the reviews and to see what people said, which is really how I picked who I was going to interview, was based on the reviews. Everyone said such wonderful things about you. So I think we interviewed 3 people. And one of them I remember was super crazy off the wall lady, super controlling. And then the other one, she was just met. And then we met with you. I think you're the last one that we met with. And I was like, oh my God, I'm hiring her. She's so cool. She jokes with my husband or my fiance about the canes. And I was just like, yes, we must have her. So
yes. Well, lucky for me and your husband graduated from the same school, University of Miami. Gotta love it. Cane lovers all the way. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that later on. But you guys got married January 5th, 2019. So 2.5-ish, a little bit more years now. Marital bliss is still there, I assume, because Mike is so perfect, correct?
Yes. So perfect.
You don't have to lie during it.
I couldn't hear you there, Mike. You got to get closer to the mic.
You said I don't have to lie.
I didn't actually lie. Like I said, I thought you were an amazing groom. I can't vouch for you as a husband because, I'm not your wife, but as a groom, you were great, easy to work with. Actually, both of you really were. It was really just overall a really great experience from start to finish working with you guys.
We had such a good time. It was such a fun weekend, honestly, overall. And a lot of that is thanks to you. So thank God for you.
I appreciate that for sure. So we actually had their wedding out in Fort Lauderdale Beach at Bahia Mar, which is actually where our bridal experience is going to be this February. So we'll actually be back there for our next big event. Yes. So, but we did everything in one spot for you, which is literally probably the most convenient thing that I try to tell people you can do. You get ready in the same spot, you have your ceremony in the same spot, and you have your reception in the same spot. There's no traveling, no getting ready early. It was just fun, you know? And you guys had all your guests, not all your guests, but a lot of your guests staying there as well.
Yeah, we had most of our guests, most of our family was coming in. Actually, all of our family was coming in from out of town. And so we kind of had this vision of it being like a vacation type of environment. And so we visited the Bahia Mar. It's beautiful. It's got so much space, which our families are very loud. So, we were like, let me not put these people in some kind of like tiny little like enclosed, so
and the Bahia Mar is
definitely
a party hotel too. It's a really fun, energetic hotel right on Fort Lauderdale Beach. I mean,
oh yeah.
Your families definitely had a blast. I remember.
Oh, they did. Definitely.
So, obviously, I guess we can start off with probably the only thing that was hard to deal with throughout your wedding. There were a few things here and there, but the reality is the hardest thing was dealing with both the moms and your parents, their dynamic. So walk us through that there.
It's funny because I feel like you always have these stereotypes about, weddings and like brides moms and things, and I feel like I am like the absolute stereotype of my mom being like actually the bridezilla.
I always tell people, I'm like, the hardest part, because they're like, oh my God, is it so hard working with brides? I'm like, actually, no. I love my brides with me. I really have no many issues. Now, moms, on the other hand, I can send them to another room.
Yes. And honestly, like, thank God for you dealing with her, because I just remember on the rehearsal the day before, I think she said something to you or to someone about how the boat that was in the harbor needed to be moved for the ceremony. Yes. And it was sort of like,
in an open marina in which none of us had anything to do with. She wanted a random boat that wasn't even in your ceremony pictures moved.
Exactly.
I don't even know why she wanted it moved, because it was a gorgeous boat.
It was beautiful. I was actually, the joke I think of the whole day was, so this is where we're taking everyone, after the ceremony.
Yeah, mind you, again, her ceremony was not in the marina, it was next to it in this garden little area that Bahia Mar has.
Beautiful.
It didn't come out in any of your pictures. I can't even imagine that you look at your album now, it even came out. I don't even think.
I honestly forgot. I forgot that the boat even existed. So there was
that's
that.
Mom. She wanted it moved. Here we go.
Yes, that's a mom. So the other interesting dynamic was that I have my parents are not together.
Yes.
And B, my father figure, I guess you could say, was actually transgendered and was, so basically I have two moms at this point, but they're not together. They're not lesbian. So it's not like they're together, but they're very competitive over me.
Yes. And if you don't mind me asking, when was it that he became a woman?
I was, 15.
Okay.
So it's been a while.
So it's been a while. Exactly. So
yes,
he really does, relate to the woman inside of him. So now you really have the competition, yes, between two moms, and you danced with both of them, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes. So I agonized over what to do. And I mean, Jess knows this.
Yeah.
I just didn't know what to do, because we wanted Mike to have the moment, with his mom. It meant a lot to her. It meant a lot to him. But then we didn't want it to be weird if I didn't also dance with one of my parents. So I said, okay, well, I can't pick one of them.
No.
So we're going to pick this song that we all love, and we're just going to all three dance to it. Yeah. And it was fine. Thank God it got cut off after about 25 seconds. And that's okay.
It was a little longer than that, but yeah, it wasn't long. It was like half the song, and it was awkward enough, but it was good. Everybody was happy. That's what
everyone was happy. Everyone, and you know what? That's the thing. At the end of the day, everyone laughed, everyone had a good time, and everyone was in a great mood, and that's all that matters at the end of the day.
That's what I tell people with crazy family dynamics, because I also have a very insane family dynamic. My parents are also not together, but I have, just different things that kind of hold to. But the reality is that I tell people all the time, I'm like, if you have a crazy family dynamic, the reality is I would say in every wedding I've done, let's say 97%, I'm gonna give myself 3% here. For the most part, everybody always behaves.
Yeah.
Everybody always behaves. I really I don't see the blowouts. I see every once in a while, I see a little bit of friction. But for the most part, everybody always behaves, and everybody always tells me, no, but you've never seen my parents. And granted, no, I haven't. But in 10 years that I've been doing this, everyone's pretty much behaved for the most part.
I didn't expect it to go as smoothly as it did. And for the most part, each mom had their own private little meltdown. But other than that, it was really pretty smooth. I, as the bride, and I think I speak for my husband as well, we didn't feel like the pressure of that on the day. And that I was very grateful for.
Exactly. They stepped back, they gave you guys your date, but of course, they had each of their meltdowns. And I believe, was it Mike's mom who also had a meltdown, or just them?
Yeah. No, it was my mom and Mike's mom.
Oh, Jesus.
And she, I think what it was is we were about to go into make our grand entrance into the ballroom, and she couldn't find an item that they needed for their toast. So I believe that's what the meltdown was about. That was meltdown number 2. Meltdown number 1 was what each mom had an issue when we were taking pictures. So we're always very excited about, the pictures for the families, and it's just very stressful timing. And so, they both were very excited about the family pictures.
Yes. And, one of the things that we work on, obviously with you guys and with all of our brides, was creating this family photo shot list, which allows us to have control and take away the decision-making from you that day, but still allow the picture process to go smooth. So this family photo shot list consists of everyone you want pictures with. Because that day, you don't want to be standing up there and remembering who you took a picture with, who you didn't, what order you need to do things in. And so you create this list in advance that says bride and groom with bride's parents, bride only with bride's parents, bride and groom with groom's parents, groom only with groom's parents. And I'm just giving you some examples. But basically, you put down all your categories of all the photo combinations you want. And then it allows myself and the photographer, which in your case is Elba Dipp, to really take control of that situation so that you can stand there and smile.
What I really want to just highlight is that Elba, well, really both of you, but Elba made it so easy for us to have this whole process go well because of this shot list, right? So Jess and Elba, gave us this sheet where you basically say, here is all of my family members that I want pictures with. Here is the order that I want it to go in. Here is the pictures that we're both going to be in. Here's the different groups. And I think what is challenging for the photographer about it is that it has to go very quickly, right? Because we only have this brief amount of time. It was like right after the ceremony. And so we just had to go boom, 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 and get every group up there. And so, one of her people would be going and grabbing everyone and bringing them back and saying, hey, next up, we're going to have, the extended family. And next up, we're going to have the bride and groom with the siblings, and then with the aunts and uncles, and then and so it could have been like I can only imagine what it would have been like, without this careful plan. But it really made it so that everyone was so happy in the end with these photos, because then everybody gets their photo with us. Everybody gets to be part of it, and nobody's left out. And it's just, in that moment as the bride and the groom, you're not thinking about, oh, I left out, Uncle Jim.
Yeah. And if you didn't make this list, I know it takes work. I tell people all the time, I know it takes work to create this list, but there's no way that day that you're going to remember. There's no way.
Exactly. And we weren't I don't even know what I was in that moment. I don't know where my brain was, but thank God for having that plan, because it was so smooth. It was so easy. And both moms, were so happy by the end with all their pictures that they got,
Good. And that's how it should be, nobody should be thinking about it. Nobody should be questioning it. Because the reality is, you guys as a couple, everyone's coming up to you to say hi, to say congratulations.
Right.
where's your brain going to be? Everyone's like, the photographer's like, hey, and I'm getting the next group ready to get the picture, and the photographer's posing, and we're smiling and we're moving. And even with that, I tell people every picture still takes a minute to 2 minutes, depending on the size.
Exactly. Yes. And then, you have, people looking off this way, doing God knows what, getting drunk,
Which in your wedding, that was definitely something that happened. Not usually, but that is something that happened at yours. Yes.
Oh yes, definitely.
You guys also had a huge bridal party, which was awesome. They're a lot of fun, but it's a lot also to control sometimes and to get pictures of. But we got some amazing shots.
Yes, I really, again, I have to, Dipp Photography. Elba is fantastic. I just can't say enough things about her. Obviously, we recommended you for our friend's wedding, but we also recommended her because when you look at those photos, on the dock and at the ceremony, I mean, everyone who sees them is just like blown away by how beautiful they were. And I think that's really a testament in particular, because like you said, when it's a sunny day, it's almost even harder. The sun is in your eyes. You're trying to, get those photos where you have emotion in your eyes, but with the sun in your eyes, it can be hard. So,
yeah. And that's what people don't understand. Overcast is the best for photographers. So, but your day was actually great because we were super on time with absolutely everything that day. We used a hair and makeup company. Was it hair and makeup I do, if I'm not mistaken?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And they're absolutely fantastic. They had us fully on time that day. Obviously, the timeline was spaced out well, made by myself. Duh. But we had so much time to take so many amazing pictures, which when the day goes perfectly, which happens sometimes, it doesn't happen every single time, but I have enough buffers to usually make sure we get enough amazing pictures. I hope that you didn't feel rushed throughout any point in time of your day, which was just what you want.
No, not at all. And I think I said to you early on that I wanted to make sure that the majority of the photos were done before, because, we had so many people in from out of town and I wanted to be able to spend time with them. And the hair and makeup I do, they were wonderful. They were so punctual. Everyone was so happy. She did like a great thing where she saw we had all this extra baby's breath and she put it in all the bridesmaids' hair like last minute. It was so cute. So I mean, all the vendors just worked together so well to make it a really perfect day for us. So
for sure. The only thing I remember from your wedding that I started to remember now was the only thing that took forever was bustling your gown, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, we had it was after the ceremony, obviously. And, we came up and we had like a little private room where the whole bridal party kind of gathered and we figured out, how everyone was supposed to walk in. And we had like it was nice also because you gave Mike and I just a moment together to kind of gather ourselves.
Yeah.
But then, we had to do the bustling and that took a while because, and I'll say this now for any future brides who need this, process to go expediently, or if they don't have people who are sewing experts, it's challenging because you need to practice it before, because it took forever. We had 3 people working on it. My maid of honor was the one who I think was there at the final fitting, but they couldn't figure out how to do it. My mom was probably just really too distracted to really be much of help at all.
I don't remember what I was doing at the time. Usually I try to go in there and I'm like, okay, this is how we do it, guys. And I kind of make it happen. But I guess, or maybe it was your maid of honor who was like, no, I got it. And I was like,
I think okay. So. Yeah. I think my mom and my maid of honor said, no, we learned how to do this. We must be the ones to do it.
Yeah.
Oh, it was not good. But that was actually, I think, the only moment in the entire day when I was thinking to myself, okay, we really I'm starting to feel pressured for time. Really, when it was right before the dinner. So
right before the reception for sure. So obviously during the reception though, everything was super smooth. I just remember 2 fun things. So I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the groom's parents came and spoke and gave him a turnover chain, which of course, if you're from the University of Miami, we all know what our turnover chain is. Even if you're not, you're into college football, you know what the turnover chain is.
Right. Because it was, coming off of, was it that season, Mike, or was it the season before? It was that season when the turnover chain. Yeah, now I'm remembering, because it was that season that the turnover chain had become such a big deal, and Miami had done so well. And of course, you know, as I said before, Mike is just utterly obsessed with the Miami Hurricanes, and so we had actually started this thing.
As you should be, as everyone should be.
Right, go Canes. We had actually started this thing with Mike's mom, where Mike would play the turnover chain song every time we were in the car. And he would always do this turnover chain dance. And then she started doing it. And it was so hilarious when she did it that it became this like family joke. And so in Mike's dad's speech at our wedding, she was standing behind us. And we didn't know she was there. She had a bag, the one that, you know, she had the meltdown about earlier on. Yep. But she found it. Good. And actually I think you found it.
Yeah.
And
I'm pretty sure I have this vague memory of finding this bag.
Yeah, be like, there it is.
Yeah.
And then so at the end of the speech, Mike's dad made this whole pronouncement about how he was now turning Mike over to me. and then she put the turnover chain on me, and it was just hilarious. It was so funny. It was so out of the blue. So
well, also the best man also had a little surprise for the groom in this one. He iced him during his speech.
Yes, it was a real Miami Hurricanes wedding reception.
Definitely.
Of course it was. You know, it's us. So at the end of the best man speech, he was building up throughout the whole speech that he had something for Mike, and of course he also had a bag. Mm-hmm. And so at the end of the speech, he said, "And Mike, you know, I have a gift for you." And I think by this point, Mike knew what it was going to be. I think he had a feeling, because this was like their running joke. And of course, he took out the Smirnoff Ice, and he had to get on one knee in front of the entire wedding and chug the Smirnoff Ice. So
that he did, and he succeeded, and he won.
Thank God, because I'm not sure what would have happened if he hadn't.
I don't really know. I didn't even think about that. I was like, Mike's got this. Mike's got this.
I know. Everyone, I think the adrenaline must have kicked in.
That's amazing. Well, I remember riding in the golf cart with us and Elba, the four of us, with your photographer, your wedding planner, and the two of you. It's like it was a golf cart made from heaven.
It was. It really was. It was probably like the moment of sanity.
It really was. And I remember being on the dance floor with you guys and me, Elba, and the two of you, just all of us dancing. I don't know why Elba and I decided that it was a good idea, even though we were working to dance, but we did. We danced. I remember.
You did. And Elba took some like truly amazing photos. There's a photo of the three of us. You know, there's photos. I think her assistants took pictures of her on the dance floor. I mean, it was really like the highlight. I think that's when I remember having a moment and just thinking like, wow, this is truly the best night. Like even my wedding planner and my photographer are out here having a great time. And the photos that she got while she was on the dance floor, I think are even better. Yeah. You know, because she just was having such a good time, and that was really cool. So
they really were. The music was great. The ambiance, just your crowd was awesome. And that always calls to us, especially because, you know, Elba and I really like to dance. We're dancers at heart, even though she's a photographer and I'm a wedding planner. We're also wedding entertainment. Well, we can be hired on the side for this. If anyone's wondering. And we'll dance at your wedding. We'll dance at your wedding. So, yeah, just an amazing, amazing day, amazing wedding. And the reality is everything went super smooth. The family photo shop has helped, of course. Having myself, the photographer, all of that helps. But any other tips, tricks, or anything else you want to say to all future brides out there?
Ooh, that's a good question. I actually do have one big thing that I would say that I think Mike would echo. It's very easy when you have these little windows of time to go and say hello to people. Like, you know, you're in the middle of your reception, you're going to get like 2 seconds to eat 2 bites of your food. And then it's like, okay, you got to get up and you got to start circulating. One thing, Mike did an amazing job of saying hello to everyone. I did a slightly less good job of getting to everyone because I kept like saying, oh, I'm going to go take a picture with this person. And I'm going to go take a picture with this person.
It's so hard. It's so hard to get around to everyone. It really is.
Yes. So definitely, you know, take a moment to say hello to to all those family members, maybe before you get to your friends. I would say that's my biggest piece of advice. Like, before you're having a great time out on the dance floor, say hi to grandma and grandpa and, some of those people, prioritize them, because they appreciate it.
And you're going to see your friends out on the dance floor. So try to see that family that, that you're not seeing.
Exactly. Say hello to the older folks. What would you say, Mike?
So, hi.
Hello. You joined us.
Yeah, husband.
I'm going to say something that maybe you wouldn't expect out of me, given some of the other things that happened prior to the wedding with me being kind of stingy and whatever. But I think that getting a good photographer is worth every penny. And the reason I say that, not to get personal, but sometimes shortly after a wedding, someone that was there is no longer in your life. And when you have those photos showing them have the time of their life, showing them have a ball, at the top of their game, having a great time, even me as a groom who thought photos, when am I ever going to look at those? I look at them, and I really do appreciate the fact they show people having one of the best days of their life, if not the best day of their life. And it's just really important because, you will remember people through the photos that are taken at days like your wedding. So that's my big advice, is get a good photographer. We cannot thank Elba enough because we have some really good photos to remember people kind of at, the pinnacle of the top of their excitement. So it's just very important. I didn't realize back then how important it is to have good photos as I do now.
Yeah, I'm a huge advocate for good photos, good video, anything that you can get that has memories, because you can't get those again, And I feel the same way. I don't have my grandmother with me anymore, and every photo from my wedding, every photo I have with her, I cherish everything. So I get that for sure.
Yeah, no, it's so true. I mean, we have obviously Mike's mother's no longer with us, but we have the photo of us with both of them. We have it framed right over here under our sunset photo. Aww. So it's true, it's priceless.
Thank you guys to thank. Of course. Well, thank you guys so much, of course, for joining me. I'm super excited to just have you guys on and re-chat about the wedding. It's been a while. So
I know, too long.
That is true. But COVID. Dang COVID. Well, thank you guys again. I appreciate you guys. I will see everybody on the next one. Thanks for joining this episode.
Thank you, as always, for your love and support. The Breathe 3 podcast wouldn't be anything without you. Make sure, if you haven't already, please subscribe and review the podcast. And make sure to look me up on Instagram at EBJ Events or canal.twins to stay up to date on upcoming special events and exciting announcements I might have. See you on the next one.